Have you ever heard of this ancient Lego theme, unknown to society? No one's ever heard of it, called Exoforce? No, of course you haven't. No one's ever heard of it before. It's unknown, it's ancient, it's a mystery, and all right, it's a bad bit, but hey guys, this is going to be a little bit of an Exoforce teaser in this video because we're actually going to take a look at an Exoforce mock of mine, not the one that appears in my YouTube shorts, however, that is strategically placed above me out of sight. That is Magna Link, but it is just a modification on that. We'll take a look at that in a future video. Rather, today, we're going to be taking a look in studio at two mocks of mine. One I have showcased before in a video, but that was a while ago, and one I have not showcased, I don't believe, at least not on video. So, without further ado, if you like what you see here, make sure you're subscribed, and let's head right on over into studio. So, this one right here, this is called the Deep Jungle Ambush, and as you can see, very clearly inspired by, well, the Gate Assault, which came out back in 2006, the very first year for Exoforce. I don't remember if it was first or second wave, but it is a beloved set to me. It is a fun little set where you get two of the mech figures as well as a vehicle and a gate to protect, right? So I love the concept of that, and I wanted to take it a little bit further. Now here, you can see that we actually get three builds for the bad guys here. You see we got the dark red, essentially RM rammer. Is that what it's? RH rammer? Something like that. Anyway, the second version of the rammer from the first year. On top of that, we also have this little elephant mech, because if you don't know, many of the robot vehicles from 2008 from the Deep Jungle series, many of their mechs are inspired by animals of some kind, right? And so I gave this one an elephant and a raven, and they are strategically similar colors. We'll talk about why they are the same color here in just a minute, but you can see that we get the dark red and the purple from 2007, 2008, featured on the Dark Panther set. I really love the aesthetic of this set. I don't know where any of the minifigures went, because there are supposed to be 2 human minifigures and 3 robot minifigures, but whatever. No big deal here. Studio is a weird beast sometimes. That said, you get a handful of little things too. What is going on here too? Like the katanas are all the way down. All right, whatever. Studio's a goof. All right, but that's fine. And the cool part about this set in terms of features, you do get a blaster on one side. Granted, this time around it is not attached to any sort of mechanism, so you'll be firing it on your own. But the door here is essentially bolted shut, if you want to call it that, right? It's got a little platform here that if you ram into it with this little vehicle, should in theory push up and basically wedge itself out of the way so you can bust through the door. Which is why the vehicle is designed this way, because this is narrow enough to actually fit through those doors entirely. And I think that that's pretty cool. So really love the aesthetic of this build overall, using the green to sort of like blend in with the jungle background or whatever. Maybe gray doors could use a little bit of coloration as well. And even these little black stripes, which I think is quite nice going along the sides of the build as well. But you can also see that the humanoid mech here, which is one that I think is absolutely fantastic, styled very similarly to the River Dragon, which is a 2008 Exoforce set. So this one actually has colors reminiscent of Uplink, because this is also piloted by Rio. On top of that, I probably mispronounced that, by the way. On top of that, though, if you wanted to fight this mech with your own humanoid standing mech, well, you actually can, because if we take a look at these two sets here, these are the original little builds that I created for this, and I made a combination model, as you can see here as well. And I think that this is pretty cool. It's not going to be as, let's say, maybe articulated as something like the orange mech, which I have not named either of these sets, but still, I think it is quite nice. And it, of course, still has like moving arms, moving legs, so you are still going to be at least similar in the aesthetic and similar in terms of what each set can do, which I think is quite nice. So I really like what I was able to get out of it, and this build is just featuring the elephant, just featuring the raven, so it does not take apart the vehicle build at all, meaning that you basically still get the one bad guy mech, the one good guy mech, the vehicle, and the gate. Very similar to the Gate Assault set, as mentioned. So yeah, really happy with this one. It says 484 pieces. That is missing the minifigures, though, so it's definitely going to be more than that, probably closer to 500 at the end of the day. But but I'm really happy with it. I think this looks really, really good. And I love the shoulder pads on this one as well. Very simple weapons, very simple build, just generally speaking. Let's go ahead and move on to the funny, the goofy assault tiger, which I love. I love this one so much. It's so silly, but it does work. I think it's actually really cool, and I believe, if I did everything right, unless I'm terrible at my job, that this should be buildable in real life as well. I actually chose this windscreen before realizing that it actually comes in transparent yellow, which I didn't know. I just thought it was a nice shaping for the head on this tiger head, which is, like I said, it's goofy, and I love it. I absolutely adore this build. It's literally just the head, right? With arms and legs. But you can see it still has a lot of similarities to the Assault Tiger set. It has the sort of hand saw, which is a little strange, but all right, it works. And then, of course, on the other side, it has this sort of like hand flamethrower blaster thing, whatever it might be. I adore this one so much. And 231 pieces does not seem out of the realm of possibility. I don't remember how many this set has in reality. It's probably less than this, because I think that the Assault Tiger overall is a bit of an easier build, so it doesn't have as many like interesting techniques going on, but still has a lot going for it. I think that this just works super well here. So I thought that this was a fun little video. Like I said, I've been a fan of Exoforce for most of my life. I don't think I do remember my very first Exoforce set, which was Uplink, which is why I wanted to pay homage to it. I don't think, though, that I owned any other set from Exoforce after that point. I had some like friends that owned several of them, which is why I knew about them in the first place. But again, most of my money was going towards Bionicle, and so although I did splurge the one time on, Uplink because it was like $5 or something, I didn't buy anything else after that. I wanted to buy the Sentry set. After I bought Uplink, I couldn't find the Sentry set anywhere, and so I was just like, whatever, I guess I'm just not owning any more of these. And yeah, they at least where I lived, they were tough to find. So when I went to stores, I didn't really find any of the Exo4 sets that I was interested in, or I just didn't have the money to buy them. It was usually one or the other, right? And I think we all have those kind of those kind of days. So one of these days, maybe I'll do a video where I sort of rank my favorites, if you want to call it that. And of course, there will be a video featuring the Magna Link build that I redid to make it better, because the original one's not great, but it is actually a good set overall. But with all that out of the way, with all that said, that's pretty much it for this video. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. It really does help. We are nearing 2,000 subscribers already, which is absolutely bonkers, to be honest. Super goofy, but I love it, and I will really appreciate it once we get there. I've got to do something for the milestone. I don't know if it'll be exactly at 2,000, but hopefully we'll be able to do something. And of course, as always, you can join the conversation not only in the comments, but also Discord, Instagram, and Patreon if you want to support the channel and get some perks down in the description below. And I will see you all in the next one. Take care.